There will come times in your life where you are absolutely devastated. You may feel like life has screwed you over. You may feel like you've lost everything. Whatever it may be, the point is that you are absolutely devastated. Someone close to you may have died. You may be heartbroken because someone left you. Your dreams may have been shattered because now you realize that you can't become a professional athlete, the dream that you've had since you were 8 years old. And now it feels like you have nothing left to live for. During this time, everything is hard. You struggle to get out of bed, you struggle to eat, your appetite has absolutely been destroyed. And you've lost all your energy. It's like walking to the kitchen is the hardest thing you could do. Simply leaving your bed is harder than going to the gym. And during these periods, it's as if life has become dull. I don't know if you'll relate to what I'm about to say, but during these periods when you're absolutely devastated, it feels like it's always dark. The sun may be absolutely beaming, but to you it'll feel like you're in darkness. It'll feel like there's a cloud that's constantly following you. It'll feel like you're constantly being rained on, not physically, but emotionally. That you can't have rest, that you will always wait.
What in the world? No, I went under the awning. It's still raining. Why is it still raining? I did what I was supposed to. That's not fair.
And you know what? It feels like you want to cry all the time, but your eyes just won't let you. And I know the boys relate to that statement, that it feels like you want to cry, but your eyes just won't let you. And essentially what all of this is when you lose excitement for life. And perhaps you're going through temporary depression, but there's a reason why I say temporary. Because there is hope. This video will provide you with hope, with tips to get through this period, to get through the period where it feels like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, to get to the light. This video will be the bridge between no excitement to living a life full of excitement. But the only way that any of the advice that I'll give you will work is if you dedicate yourself to doing everything I say. So right now, it feels like you're in an abyss of darkness. It feels like there's no light, you can't see anything, there's just darkness surrounding you. But I promise you, if you follow the guidelines that I give you in this video, you will not only see the light at the end of the tunnel, you will live in it, you will embrace it. So the first thing that you need to do when you lose all excitement for life is to journal. And the reason why you need to journal is because this is good for emotional processing and it's just pivotal for your mental health in general. So when you're journaling, the specific journaling you need to do is intentional journaling. And what I mean by intentional is journaling about a specific thing. So whatever it is that is making you sad, whatever it is that made you lose all excitement for life, you have to journal about that. Write down every single thought that you have about that situation. Even the thoughts that you don't even want to admit to yourself, you have to write down every single thing. You have to write down all your emotions, all your grievances, all your frustrations. And you know, it's like you have to write down all of the things that you would never want anyone else to read. All of the things that you'd be too embarrassed to even say out loud. And people may say that I'm too busy to journal, I don't have free time. The key here is you have to make the free time, because if you don't journal, if you don't air out all your grievances, then you will never be able to regain your excitement for life. So why you need to journal and why you need to do this specifically is because it provides you with clarity for your situation. Sooner or later, if you're constantly journaling about what has made you lose excitement for life, you're going to find the exact reason. Because the odds are the beginning is going to be vague. You will just know that this kind of upset me. But then as you journal more and more and more, you will know what exactly. You will know that I'm upset because this happened. And because this happened, I feel like this. And I feel that. Knowing why you've lost all excitement for life is the key to now regaining your excitement. Because now you have to overcome that obstacle. And I would love to be able to say that, this is going to take you a week. By a week, you should be able to know the problem. But the truth is, different situations are going to require different periods of time. So the point is, you have to stick through it until you know why. You have to stick through it until you can't write anything else because you've written all your thoughts. Now the next step number 2 to regaining your excitement for life, is that you have to knuckle down on your habits for good mental health. And these habits for good mental health are meditation, journaling, or I call them quiet times, but it's times where you're undisturbed, no devices. The most you can have is a pen and paper to write down any good insights you have. If you're religious, add in prayer to that. These habits serve as times where you can give your brain a break. While journaling, you're not really giving your brain a break, but the break comes after journaling when you've aired everything out and you're just sitting there and you're relieved because you've gotten everything out. But with meditation, quiet time, and prayer, it's like you can take a break from the world, you can take a break from your problems. I think that is very good. And the fact that it feels like you can take a break is very good because you need breaks from your problems. I like to think of meditation as intermittent fasting for your brain. And the truth is, these habits aren't fun. They will never appear fun, but you're going to have to do them whether you feel like it or not. You're going to have to develop a consistent practice to do these habits. It's in times where you give your brain a rest that you actually receive revelations about the situations that you're going through. So it's important that you give your brain time to rest by doing these habits that are good for your mental health. So the third step now is habits that are good for your physical health. So these 3 habits are gym, adequate sleep, and a good diet. You need to do these every day without fail. Because a strong body is a strong mind. And when you lose all excitement for life, the odds are it's your mind that is weak. So you can strengthen your mind by focusing on strengthening your body. And out of the 3 of gym, sleep, and diet, gym is definitely the most important one. Because if you're anything like me, when you're in the gym, you feel like Superman. Gym is a superpower. So I'm going to tell you a story. This will make me look worse. It'll make me look like, feminine, whatever. But then the point is I have to be vulnerable so that you understand where all this advice is coming from. So a few months ago, I was going through a breakup that was really tough for me. I'm not even going to lie to you. I lost all excitement for life. The one thing that I didn't stop doing was going to the gym. I went to the gym every single day, except Sunday, which is my rest day. And every time I was in the gym provided me with 2 hours where I felt like Superman. I honestly felt like I could do absolutely anything. I don't know, maybe it's because I was raging with testosterone. I was lifting iron and I was like, yes, I'm that guy. But you need to find that thing for you that is a good habit. And that is good for your physical health. That makes you feel like Superman. That makes you feel like you're on top of the world. For 22 hours, it honestly felt like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. It felt like I was in a room of darkness. And yeah, you just need to find something that is good for your physical health that also makes you feel like Superman. So step 4 to regaining your excitement for life is to massively reduce your use of social media. The reason for reducing social media isn't even like, social media is bad, whatever. The reason here is because in this time where you've lost excitement for life, you're going to be in a negative mood most of the time. So that means you're going to interact with negative content. Social media is going to keep on showing you things that you're interacting with. So now your feed is going to become negative. You're going to have reels that are just talking about how bad your life situation is, how sad you are. And because all you can see on social media is negative stuff, all you can see is stuff that brings your mood down, it will create a cycle, to create a feedback loop where those negative emotions that you want to run away from, that hopelessness that you have within you, is going to be reinforced. So in times where you lose all excitement for life, the last thing you should do is go on social media. Because I promise you, after a few hours, after a few days, social media adjusts to your current mood. To reinforce that hopelessness. It is better to be doing absolutely nothing the whole day than to surf social media. It's better to sit there and think and be there with your thoughts, be there with your random desires, rather than surfing social media. Because social media will reinforce all those bad things you're trying to run away from. And this one may be surprising, it probably will be surprising to you, but when you've lost all excitement for life, have this phrase constantly ringing in your head. Screw happiness. Because look, the truth is, if you've lost all excitement for life, something drastic has happened. So you probably won't be happy for a long period of time. And that's the harsh reality. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to feel you're not going to constantly be feeling positive emotions when you've lost excitement for life. So since you probably and most likely aren't going to be happy, your level of happiness shouldn't be your concern. You shouldn't be seeking to be happy. The moment you seek happiness and ask yourself, am I happy? You instantly decrease your current level of happiness. That is because happiness is the absence of desire. So as soon as you desire to be happy, it will be impossible for you to be happy. So get rid of your desire to be happy. Get rid of the question that you ask yourself, am I happy? Because quite frankly, it doesn't matter. Instead of asking yourself if you're happy, ask yourself if you've been doing the right things. Focus on doing the hard things, especially when you don't feel like it. Focus on doing what you know you're supposed to do. Because when you do what you're supposed to do, when you do the good habits, you will get something that is infinitely greater than happiness. Because happiness is fickle. Happiness will be gone in 10 seconds. However, when you do the right things, when you do the good things, the good habits, after some time, you'll be proud of all your work. And you'll be grateful that you stuck through it. You'll be grateful that you worked even though you didn't feel like it. And self-pride and gratitude, those things last. And you're in control of them. And they're infinitely better than happiness. And obviously, once you've been doing the good habits for a long period of time, you're going to be better. You're going to be a better person, you're going to be in better situations, so you probably will be more happier anyways. And that's it for today's video. But to finish off, I just want to say that I know how you're feeling. I know what it feels like when you lose all excitement for life. I know what it feels like when you don't necessarily have a will to live, but you're not suicidal. Like you just don't care. And if you do what I say, you will slowly start regaining your vigor for life. So King, head up and let's push forward. Because there's so much more to life. There's so much for you to be excited about. So you need to push on.